While you might be looking ahead to summer, it's still spring. Here are a couple of quick, easy, and affordable DIYs to celebrate these final weeks of the season of rebirth. First is this wood hanging that I think turned out beautifully. I used a 3-panel wood piece from Dollar Tree and dry painted the top pink and the bottom purple to soften the piece and give it more of a spring vibe. I took some experimenting with the balance of colors to get it just right. Next, I painted these laser cut wood pieces that I picked up on clearance at Joann's, keeping with the pink and purple colors and using gray for the pots, which I thought was a great compliment. I used my acrylic pens to add dimension to the flowers and the pots, which I think made all the difference. One of the pots I originally planned to spray black to give it sort of a granite look, but I totally forgot before I painted the flowers. So I added dots and smeared it with my finger, and that seemed to work fine. I finished it off by hot gluing all the pieces to the boards, and I am so happy with how it turned out. These next pieces were a bit of an experiment. The metal pieces are from the Dollar Tree, and I knew that paint was not going to cover in the same way it would on wood, so I had a couple of thoughts. I had seen someone using a dabbing technique on a metal watering can piece using black, gray, and white paint, and it gave it an authentic weathered metal look. So I decided to use this technique on both the watering can and the flower pot, using just red and brown for the pot to give it a terracotta look. I was really happy with how these turned out. So my original thought for the flowers and the leaves was to have sort of a stained glass look with the metal showing through the paint. However, I wasn't super happy with the look because the brush strokes were so prominent. So after I saw how well the can and pot turned out, I decided to use the same technique on the flowers and leaves. While I was happy with how these turned out, I do wish I had some makeup wedges to do the dabbing, which I think would have helped with the tremendous overspill outside of the framing of both the flowers and especially the leaves. Now I did discover that I could scrape the paint off the metal, so I used a cuticle pusher that has a plastic handle and a rubber tip. While it didn't remove the paint completely, it did do a pretty good job. And a bonus was deciding to scrape the paint off the centers of the flowers, as my original plan was to paint them. However, I like this look much better. Finally, while these pieces were meant to be hung, I wanted them to be tabletop pieces, so I just glued a couple of wood blocks to the back. I hope this video reminded you that spring isn't over and inspired you to add a couple more things to your spring decor. Here's a video of my top 5 supplies that every crafter should have on hand. And you can click here to join the Koala crew and subscribe to my channel to get more affordable decorating and DIY tips. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you have a Koala day.